Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyofbaking.com. Today we're going to make a chocolate pudding cake, also known as a chocolate brownie pudding cake or even a self-saucing chocolate pudding cake. And this is what it looks like. This is really good. It has a wonderfully soft and moist chocolate cake, and it also has a delicious chocolate sauce on top. So, the first thing that you will need to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. And then you will need an 8-inch square pan that's 20 centimeters. Now you could just spray the inside of your pan with one of those nonstick sprays. What I did is just melted a little bit of butter, and then with the pastry brush, I'm going to brush the bottom and the sides of my pan. Okay, and then I like to add some nuts to the cake batter. So I'm using a half a cup, 50 grams of pecans. So I like to toast them. It always, when you toast the nuts, it always brings out their flavor. So put your pecans on a baking sheet, bake for about 8 minutes or until they get lightly brown and you start to smell them, and then let them cool and coarsely chop them like I've done here. If you don't want to use pecans, you could use walnuts, you could use hazelnuts or even almonds, or if you would prefer not to have that nuts in your cake, you can just leave it out. And then we're going to start with our topping. You will need 1.5 cups, which is 360 milliliters or grams of boiling water. And to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons, about 3 grams of instant coffee. I really like the combination of coffee and chocolate. I actually think you don't really taste a strong coffee flavor, but what it does is it really brings out the chocolate flavor in the cake. So just stir that in, simple enough. If you had freshly brewed coffee on hand, you could use that as well. And then I also put a topping on top of our cake batter. So in a bowl I have 1/3 cup, 35 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder, and you could use just the regular unsweetened, or I'm using Dutch process. That's my favorite. It's got a little milder flavor than the regular unsweetened, which I like here in this cake. And then I'm going to add to that 1/3 cup, 70 grams of firmly packed light brown sugar. I say firmly packed because if you're not weighing your ingredients, which of course I do recommend, then pack your brown sugar into your measuring cup because it tends to be quite soft. And I'm also adding 1/3 cup, 65 grams of granulated white sugar. We're going to sprinkle this on top of our cake batter. And what that's going to do, of course, add flavor, but it also forms like a nice crust on the top of the cake, which I really like. What's not to like here? And then the batter, really easy to make, no mixer, just I have a bowl for the dry and a bowl for the wet ingredients. So in a large bowl, I have 3/4 cup, 95 grams of all-purpose flour, plain flour. To that, chocolate cake. So I'm adding 1/4 cup, 25 grams. I'm using the Dutch processed unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1/3 cup, 65 grams of granulated white sugar. 2 teaspoons, 8 grams of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon, 1 gram of salt. That's our dry ingredients. Let's whisk that together. And then I'm going to also add that 1/2 cup, 50 grams of my pecans. Okay, simple enough. And for our wet ingredients, in the bowl I have 1 large egg. Have your egg at room temperature. A large egg is 50 grams. To that, 1/3 cup, that's 80 milliliters, 80 grams of milk. Have your milk at room temperature. You can use like a whole full fat milk or a reduced fat. You want a little fat in your cake, so I wouldn't use skim here. For flavoring, 1 teaspoon, 4 grams of pure vanilla extract. And then 4 tablespoons, 55 grams of melted butter. So melt your butter either on the stove or in the microwave, and then let it come down to room temperature. You don't want to put hot butter in with the egg. So just whisk that together. And dump your wet into your dry. I love this kind of cake, kind of a dump cake. It's just mix everything together. This is a great, weekday dessert. It's kind of homey. It's kind of really good. I didn't say at the beginning, but it's best if you serve it hot from the oven. And then with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. Got the cold vanilla ice cream and the warm chocolate cake. What could be better? Okay. Mix that. Okay. And we're done. So now, just first, we're going to put our cake batter. This does kind of taste like, one of the names is the Chocolate Brownie Pudding Cake because it kind of tastes like a brownie. Okay. And then, back of a spoon, offset spatula, spread that out. I guess I should say, if you don't want to use coffee, you could just have the hot water. But I like coffee, so chocolate and coffee to me go perfect. So that looks good. Okay. And then we're going to take our sugar mixture. Now, some recipes I've seen, they actually take this topping and stir it into the hot coffee or the hot water. You could do that if you would prefer, but I like how this forms a bit of like a crust. I'm just going to use my fingers here. So either way, and just spread that evenly out. Okay. And lastly, our hands are dirty here. Hot coffee. Try to pour it evenly over the top. What's really cool, it kind of looks like a mess, but it's kind of really cool that when it bakes, this coffee thickens and drops to the bottom of your pan, and then the cake rises up. And you'll get lots of cracks on the top of your cake. Perfectly normal. So, I know it looks kind of weird, but just wait till it comes out of the oven. So I'm going to say somewhere between 22 to 25 minutes. Like I said, the cake's going to rise, get cracks, and how you tell it's done is it will start to shrink from the sides of the pan. So that's about 22 to 25 minutes baking time. So our chocolate pudding cake is done. So put your pan on a wire rack. As you can see, the cake is on the top, lots of cracks, a little bit of sauce up there. So now, like I said, this cake is really good when it's warm from the oven. So I'm only going to let this cool 5-10 minutes, and then when we come back, we will try some. So I let our chocolate pudding cake just cool down a little, still really warm. Now this is an old-fashioned kind of homey dessert, so I like to eat it in a bowl with a spoon. It's kind of casual, curl up on the sofa. Now the longer you let this, I only let this sit less than 10 minutes. So the sauce, there'll be a lot of, let me, pan's hot. I don't know whether you can see that. There's still like a lot of loose, kind of fairly thin is your chocolate sauce, which I like. As this cools down, that chocolate sauce will thicken and it will be absorbed into the cake. And really your baking time too will determine how thick and how much sauce you have. So I tend to lean towards under baking it because I like the sauce. So there you have it. Now, I'm not going to do it here because we're supposed to be tasting the cake and the sauce. But I think it's kind of almost mandatory to have a scoop, cold scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of that, and then it just melts in. But we'll be good, and we'll just have the cake today with the sauce. You know, you kind of look at it and you go, that doesn't look that great. You know, it's not like a layered cake with swirls of frosting and sprinkles. But man, the flavor, it is so good. The cake is almost like a brownie. It's soft, it's moist, nice chocolate flavor. I like to use the Dutch processed cocoa powder. It gives you not a real sharp, but a kind of a more mild chocolate flavor. And then, of course, sauce on top. And like I said, it is really good warm. But you could have it at room temperature. And leftovers I reheat in the microwave to get it nice and hot again. So you must try this one. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.